What's going on? Wie geht's es dir? So I'm in the underground, and I mean that quite literally because where I'm living currently is literally called the underground. More specifically, it's a basement here in the chill house. I'm in Jochberg, Austria, and well, I'd actually rather not be doing this right now, specifically sharing this. At one level, I don't want to fucking tell this story. At another level, it's something that I need to share because I have the space and I have the opportunity and I want to share this. So, yeah, here it goes. um, Friday I finished up my snowboard instructor course. So I'm a certified snowleder with MIT Anwärter certification. So I'm a snowboard instructor with my Anwärter snowboard certification here in Austria, which is a level 2 certification, and it's very robust. So yeah, little plug. If you're interested in some snowboarding, from anything from your basics to intermediate snowboarding, I got you covered. I can take you through your basic drift turns, getting acquainted with the snowboard, to some advanced drift turns, to basic carving, to freestyle. And yeah, so I'm fucking stoked, right? Because I passed my exam on, was that Thursday? Friday, I went snowboarding at the Kitzsteinhorn and had an amazing day riding park. It was my 31st day in a row fucking snowboarding. I was all lit, had a hell of a time. Yeah, I mean, if I felt as though I hadn't snowboarded in ages for myself because I was training and going hard and doing all this shit, right? So I'm stoked because Saturday I catch the bus from Kaprun to Zelemzi and the train from Zelemzi to Kitzbühel, and then I meet up with two of my friends, Megan and Holly, because we're all going to be working together because 2-3 weeks ago I got the okay to be working here in Jochberg at a ski school. And I was pretty dope. I was like pretty stoked about it. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go work. And so I'm on the bus from Kitzbühel to Jochberg, and I call the owner of the ski school I'm gonna work at, and you know what's coming, right? And he says, I don't got a job for you. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I call the instructor who set me up with the job in the first place, and he tells me some things, and then I'm here in Jochberg, and I go see the owner of the ski school, and he's like, hey man, I could really use you as a snowboard instructor. He's like, but you're an American, it's really hard for you to get a working visa. And he's like, it's nearly impossible. He says, I could employ you black. However, if I was to be caught, I could go to prison and pay a huge fine. And beyond that, if you're black and someone gets hurt, then they could sue you and me. We could both get in a lot of trouble and pay some fines. And what I had been told was, hey, you could be a volunteer, and the volunteer is really easy, and they like give you some free housing, and yeah, you could be a snowboard instructor. Everything's like fucking cool, right? Well, in order to be a volunteer, you still have to apply to the local government. And this is still very challenging to do because if people are looking for volunteer work, I mean, they're first going to give the work to Austrian citizens or people from Europe. And so he said to me yesterday, there is a 99.999% chance that this will not work when I call on Monday. But I'll call just for you because, yeah, I want to see like if this could actually work. So today's Sunday. And yesterday I was pretty bummed yesterday. Something that I had been looking forward to for weeks just like fell through. And I'm like, what the fuck, you know? This is part of the reason why I'm here in Austria is to be a snowboard instructor and to teach. And even for me in my mind, I was like, like if I have somebody who knows how to snowboard, I could have an assessment for them to see where they are and then do videotape analysis and show them improvement, especially if I had a client for a couple of days. It's like, dude, I could fucking crush it. And then if I have someone who's new, it's like, dude, no problem. I can take them through the basics and getting used to the snowboard and fucking gliding or sliding on the snowboard and skateboarding, and then getting them into some basic going in and out of the fall line, and then doing some basic drift turns, and like just instill amazing fundamental basic principles when it comes to snowboarding with somebody. And I was so stoked because this is all spinning in my mind. Like, dude, I can't wait to fucking work. I don't give a fuck about the money. I don't give a fuck about any of these things. I just want to be a fucking snowboard instructor and teach stoked little kids or people who've already been snowboarding for several years, and then just take them to that next level and just have fun. Again, I fucking love it. So it's like, it's a no-brainer for me. And that was just like gone, taken away. And so yesterday I was pretty bummed, and I live in roughly a ski house or a snowboard house. This snowboard instructor has two houses. One is called the party house. It's above a fire station. I guess they used to party a lot, and there's about 20 people living there. And then he has the second house, which I'm staying at, which is called the chill house. My favorite number is 13, or a variation thereof, so like 31. And this house address is 13 Kitzbühelstraße, Jochberg, Austria. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm at the chill house, perfect address. Like, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I'm in the underground. Like what the fuck, man? Again, my life's a story, so just thinking about the symbolism there. Like, here I am at the chill house in the underground. You can't see the sign, it's like right above me, but it says welcome to the underground. And so yesterday I'm eating some food and I'm talking to some of my roommates because there's roughly, 15 other people here. I'm the only American. There's like 4 people from Slovakia. There's some people from England, and like the UK, same thing, whatever. Some people from maybe Ireland. There's 2 Chileans here. There's one guy from Spain, some Austrians, some Germans, and it's like the lingua franca of the house is Spanish. So it's crazy. It's like fucking German, and then here's like English. Like that's another story of like English, especially in contrast to American English. And then you got like Chilean and then German. It's like, it's crazy. And I'm sitting there and I'm journaling because this is what I do. Specifically when I have the time and space and I'm going through like a rough time, is I want to put some distance between me and said thing. And also just reflect on it, because like what I've realized is emotion and thoughts rarely do service at a high good when they're stuck in the head. So it's good to be able to just let them out. So that's what I was doing. I was writing in the kitchen by myself, and then 2 people show up and start talking. Someone from England and Germany, and then a couple more people show up, and then this guy from Slovenia is like, hey, I got this stuff. It's like vodka. I made it myself. Do you want to try it? It's the best in the world. So then now I'm taking shots of vodka from Slovenia. And then the Chileans come out, and they... one of the Chileans, his family had just come by, and they brought by some pisco, which is like the lingua franca of Chile. It's alcohol. It comes from grapes that's been fermented, but it's 35% alcohol. It's really sweet, but they make piscola, and piscola is just a rum. It's roughly pisco and Coke. It's like a rum and Coke. And so then I'm drinking piscola and this fucking vodka from Slovenia. Then they're like, you want to go out? I'm like, sure, let's go out. And so I'm like hanging out with all my roommates and just shooting the shit, having fun. One of my other roommates, he was born in Spain but lived in Holland. This dude's, he's a great guy, a lot of energy. It's like, oh, we have a proper good time over here. Can't do his accent, but this is a really cool guy to hang out with. And so him and I were just chilling, having a proper good time. And we go to the bar. And here in Austria, so we go to the bar, and the next thing I know, I'm taking a shot of Jaeger and have a beer in my hand. And they have this game called Nails. And so imagine a fucking stump, a wooden stump, a hammer and nails at a bar for a game. I know. You take the sharp side of the hammer and you try hitting in the nail, and then you add flair to it by spinning the hammer. If you're a skier or snowboard instructor, you have to spin the hammer and then like hit the nail down. Last two people or last person to hit the nail in has to buy a round for the whole team or whoever's playing. And then, I mean, everyone's getting drunk. So I'm like, last night I got properly pissed. And that's English for saying I got really drunk. I came home and I didn't know where the fucking house was where I was staying, because I went up with a group and we went a different way. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna melt or freeze to death because it's cold. And I find the house and then I make some tea and everything's fine. Like I didn't die. And just reflecting on it, right? Because easily this has been one of my hardest times. I mean, I had some really tough times in the last month, but this definitely takes the cake. Like, one of my friends had a horrible accident and will never be the same. This was right after I left San Francisco. And I was like, I fucking crumbled when I found out this news. Again, there's a lot of insecurity and doubt over finding a job and worry, and then I found the job here in Austria, so I was really stoked. And then this, like the job is gone. And yeah, so what could I fucking do? Like, you know, why am I here right now is something that I've been discovering. And in part is, I was snowboarding for 31 days consecutively. Like, I've never snowboarded more than maybe a couple of days in a row, maybe a week, never 31 days. So my body was just, I mean, it is a lot of work, and especially that altitude change going up and down, in some cases like 5,000 meters, or 5,000 feet in a day, like basically going from 600 meters to 3,000 meters in elevation change. I mean, it's a decent amount of elevation change. So my body had like a bacteria infection for pretty much all of January. That wasn't going away. I feel it just fucking going away now. Feel myself just better. And so I journaled, and I've had this time right now to reflect and share, even sitting down right here and spit it out in a video. It's like, hey, this is just my story. Like, that's why I'm here, is to tell the story and to share it. And over the last month, like, it's been training for 3 weeks intensely with snowboarding, learning German, learning the practical exams that I'm going to be needing to do, and then like so German, snowboarding, trying to balance like acclimating to a new country, to a new environment, meeting new people, like balancing like personal life in the States with friends and family, and then new friends here, and like Also, I have my holistic lifestyle, so it's focusing on my thinking, my breathing, my hydration, my nutrition, my movement, my sleeping, my connection, and going into all these things. So it's been like, whoa, like what do I do? And I've just been like fucking going ham and just going as hard as I can. Because I mean, what else am I gonna do? And I love it because I've worked all out. Like, I've been doing coaching calls, I've been having interviews, I've been being coached, I've been getting work done on me from other professionals and coaches. And like I said, I've been doing coaching, I've been learning, I've been embracing a new language. So much has been happening that to come here and just chill, get grounded, and just see, like, it's Sunday. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like I started doing a mind map. Like, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do in the next couple of months? I could stay in Europe for 90 days in a 180-day period. In a 180-day period. So what do I do from here on out? It's like, I have this list of things that interest me. Like, I'm not sure. One of the options is let go and see where you float to. I'm like, oh, fuck. I hate that idea. Excuse me, I don't hate that idea. That idea is rough for me. But even as I was being more rational and trying to plan it out, like, what could I do from here? It's like, well, then what? What do I do? Where do I go? So, in part, it seems that the thing to do is to let go of the reins a little bit and just see where this experiment and this experience takes me. Because this is all coming back to the feeling experiment, seeing what happens when I pursue what interests me for an entire year, see what happens when I live a deeply meaningful lifestyle. And my hypothesis is, when I live a deeply meaningful lifestyle, all things will support me. And so that's part of why I'm here and sharing this. So that's it. I love you. Thank you very much. Open invitation to doing coaching with me. I'd love to have a phone call with you. I do open free coaching calls just to make sure we're a right fit. And sometimes if you're just need a call and need someone to talk to, like, we could do a coaching call. As far as working out long-term coaching or even short-term coaching, this is something we could chop it up about during our call if this interests you. Again, I'm a retired high net worth tax accountant from the Silicon Valley Bay Area, roughly making $100,000 a year, now embracing being a holistic lifestyle professional full-time, and most recently a snowboard instructor. Yeah, this has by far been one of the most meaningful years I've had, and I'd love to share some of my experience with you and chop it up from there. So hit me up, jpd.hlc@gmail.com. We'll take it from there. Love you, nothing, only good vibes for you, and Shon Antag.